Hello, my name is Sandy Widener. There is an important issue that I think the public needs to entirely understand regarding Machinery Row. In June of 2014, then Mayor John Dickert, City Administrator Tom Friedel, State Representative Corey Mason had a press release announcing this huge development that was going to take place along the riverfront in the city of Racine in what is now known as Machinery Row. In that announcement, Rodney Blackwell announced that he was going to purchase properties for a redevelopment that would be commercial and residential, and it would be a private and a public endeavor for this development. However, there was never any private money put into this development. All of the investment is public dollars, and those public dollars are an investment to achieve more public dollars for this development. By September of 2014, having done his due diligence, Rodney Blackwell determined that he could not move forward with this project. Fast forward from July until the first week in December, we had heard nothing. So when we convened in the executive committee last week to hear about the revised plans for the development, we're not hearing so much about a private-public endeavor. We're hearing about a public endeavor. That didn't mean the city of Racine did not want to have that property, though, because after all, it's along the water, it's along the river. So the city of Racine, under the leadership of John Dickert and Tom Friedel, convinced Rodney Blackwell to stay in the game. And they did that with enticing him with a 10% development fee that would be provided to him out of money we were loaning him for the purchase of those properties. So we, the council, were told that the properties that he wanted to purchase cost $4.5 million, when in all actuality, the real purchase price was only $4,050,000. So from that $4.5 million, he, Rodney Blackwell, received a kickback in the form of this loan that went into a development account called an escrow account. Mr. Blackwell borrowed money from the city of Racine, cut a different deal with the sellers of the property, set up an escrow account for him to draw money out of over the last year and a half. I had no idea that I should even have asked the question of the administration if something like this would have happened. When this came to light, this is where, the city administrator kept saying to us, the council, well, he's paying his interest payments. He paid his interest payments with money that he took from the sellers that he renegotiated after we loaned him the $4.5 million. So in essence, we are paying that because we loaned him that money. From that account, he could dip into at his own will to take out what he considers to be development costs. So the enticement for Rodney Blackwell to stay in this was the $450,000 account that he depleted in less than a year and a half. So the Common Council, having no idea that Rodney Blackwell wanted out of this before this development even got off the ground, continued to give extension. I want us to have our eyes wide open about what kind of a developer we're giving another extension to. He didn't even have the respect for this city or this administration that negotiated with him or this council to come before us within that first 4 months when his extension had expired. And I just want you to know that I voted against loaning him the money in December of 2014 because it just didn't feel right. Something did not, he had nothing invested in this project. And we were aware of that. But we continued to plunge forward, believing that the administration was giving us accurate information, which ultimately turned out to be incorrect. The council was given bad information and were basically lied to about that project. What the city administration has done is they've created another big development to take your attention off Machinery Row and concentrate on, and that's the Event Center. The Event Center has been the topic of conversation since it has been proposed back in March of 2017. And the reason for all this discussion is to take your eye off the ball, which is Machinery Row, which is going to be almost as costly when all is said and done is the event center. And we simply don't have the money for both. So people really need to understand the kind of financial situation that the past administration has left for you, the taxpayers, to deal with in their wake, and that the next mayor is going to have to deal with. I think the only candidate out there running that is going to know how to deal with this situation is Sandy Weidner. Sandy Weidner had the common sense back in December of 2014 to say this is not a good deal for the taxpayers. We cannot proceed with Machinery Row. This has not been properly vetted. We need to sit back and think about this. That Sandy Weidner is going to be the one that's going to have to fix it.